Good morning. I decided to make a quick little video here, maybe a tutorial you could call it. This is my metric drawer. I've got my wrenches in here and my sockets. Also got all my bits. Don't like the storage on this, especially on the sockets. The wrenches are okay, but don't like the sockets. I don't really like these commercially available socket trays. Pick these up at Harbor Freight. Almost everything I buy is at Harbor Freight. I'm not a mechanic or anything. I just like putzing around the garage. So, but these trays are, I don't find them to be very high quality. I don't like the posts. About the only thing I do like about them is the numbering on them. I like the fact that you can see those pretty easy. My solution doesn't have the numbering. That's it. But I find these socket trays to be kind of a waste of space, for one thing. You can see all the different sockets that I don't have. I mean, there are lots of empty holes there. And they're pretty expensive when you boil it, when you get right down to it. The ones that I really do like are the rails that have the twist lock holders for the sockets. Those are pretty slick, but again, those don't have the numbering on them either. So anyway, this is I'll show you what I came up with. And I'll show you how I did it. So here we go. So what I did was I went to Harbor Freight and I got these floor tiles, anti-fatigue, like I've got on my floor. They sell these in 4-packs, and it's $10 for a 4-pack of these. And I just cut the puzzle pieces off the one side, and I am going to take the sockets all out and measure to here and fit that in here, cut it to size. Then I'll go ahead and drill the holes, cut the holes. I'll show you how I do that. That's the slickest part about this whole thing. But I'll cut the holes for all the sockets in that, and then that just holds the sockets in place. So there we go. We got the foam cut out. For my application, it was 15 1/4 inches deep and 20 inches wide. So that should give me quite a bit of room for socket storage. Of course, your size is going to vary, but just cut it to fit your drawer. So next I just used a red Sharpie and marked where I want my first row of sockets. Now what I did do, these are my 1/2-inch drive, and I came down from this edge because this isn't quite a full extension drawer. And if I get them sitting back in here like this, then they're kind of hard to get out of there. So this is actually the outside of the line, so I can get these sockets out easier. So it's a little bit of wasted space there, but it makes it so much easier to get these sockets out. Okay, so with all the sockets out of the drawer, it's my 1/2 inch here. What I want to do is I want that diameter. So I need to find the socket. I'm trying to do all of this one-handed, so I hope you're a little forgiving, but I want to find the socket that's the same diameter as the bottom. You don't want to do this end because it's a lot narrower. So if you have sockets, the smaller sockets that have the narrower end, you want to find the barrel that's the same size. So this is it here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this socket, I'm going to chuck it up in my drill. Well, it's actually a quarter impact, but it works the same. And I'm just going to take this, and I am, again, I'm kind of doing this one-handed, and I'll try to do my best here. Trying to get the lighting right and stuff. There we go. I'm just going to set that socket on the edge, or on my line, as close to the edge as I want it. There we go. And then pop that baby out of there. Let's see. Whew. Terrible cameraman. Sorry. That's okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, fired the old camera guy. Got a new one. Just kidding. So, I just grabbed a screw here. And again, one hand, this sucks, but let me see if I can set this foam up. I just pop this core out with the screw. Boom, got it. There we go. So, forgive the videography and look at the results. That's pretty stinking cool. So then I take my socket, boom, set it in. And it ain't going anywhere. Okay? And for the next one, what I do, so I just took a bit, Phillips head bit. And it's got this little groove in here, right there. And I just kind of set that up against the socket. And again, put this socket back on here. So I've got one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are all going to be the same size, because all of these have the thinner barrels. So I'm going to have 6 of them that are all this size socket here. So take this and again, set it on the line, but I used the screw bit there, if you can see that, as my gap. So, set up the gap and set it on the line. Pop the hole through. There we go. Grab the next socket. Boom. She's in place. Now, just got to do that for all of these sockets. But in order to try and keep this video a little bit shorter, I've already got the SAE side done in my other drawer. One thing I was going to mention, all these marker lines, just take some liquid wrench or some WD-40 after you're all done cutting all the holes and placing everything. Squirt it on there, wipe it off with a paper towel, it comes right off. So, doesn't look too bad. So what I did was went to Michael's and I got some sheets of these thin foam. I got all orange, but they have lots of different colors you can choose. After I was all done, this is my SAE drawer. This is what it looks like. Those are magnetic. But saved a bunch of space. I had these 1/4 inches were right down touching here, and this is 20 inches. and the old racks came right to the end. So you see how much real estate I gained here. This is just sitting in here. But I gained all of that real estate coming around here like this from what the old one was. Now I like putting that orange foam underneath. That way, if you have a socket missing, you can tell. Now this row is, and see, I did not back this one out far enough. That's why I got to thinking on the next one I was going to go in a little, come in this way a little bit. Probably should have just started right where this one is. That would have been a lot better. But anyway, I don't use a 1/2 inch drive a lot anyway. So, but this is going to be my 1/2 inch shallows are all 12 point. I'm going to get some 6 point. So I cut the holes for them. So it's ready to go. These ones actually are missing. So I'm going to have to find those sockets or buy new ones to replace them or whatever. But yeah, you can see it. It's pretty visible. It lets you know what you're missing and what you're not. And as you can tell, I mean, I can slam this door pretty good and that falls over, but sockets are staying right in place. So I got to get back on this project and finish this up, but hope this helped you out and gave you some ideas. I'm pretty stoked about it. One last thing I was going to mention. Again, you get a 4-pack of these floor mats, $10. The sheets of foam I got at Michael's for 99 cents per sheet. So I bought like 8 of them just to have a bunch. So 99 cents there. So got $2.50 in this floor mat, another $1 in the orange mat underneath. So $3.50 for that, for this setup here. Even these cheap plastic ones from Harbor Freight, they're like $8 for a set of 3. I know that's not a big deal, but it's a lot of wasted space. They are pretty cheaply made. I've busted off a couple of the posts, and if you get the good ones, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're awesome. I think, you know, the I can't even think of the brand now, but all the different pro brands, they're pretty cool, but you can be talking $30 for 3 rails. And you know, when you've got this many and you got a bunch more to go, it ends up being a lot of money that I could spend on other tools. So thought $3.50 is a pretty good deal. I also have, after I cut it, you know, this is my scrap, so I'll be able to build some more. And yeah, the other thing I was thinking about is if I expand, you know, and I get past this, you can always cut these, and you could actually make individual ones if you didn't want to make one big mat like this. So there's some ideas for you. Turned out pretty neat. So anyway, go out and make something. Have a great day.